Alright, here is the inside of the Tokyo X that I just built. So like I was saying before, we got the Lumineer Popo motors. Pretty sweet motors. We got the Maytech, or wait, no, below that we got the Hobby Wing 45 amp 4-in-1 BL Heli 32 D-Shot 1200. We got the Maytech F722. I like this flight controller. It's pretty nice. It has tons of UARTs. And then I was able to just use a mount that goes from 30 by 30 to 20 by 20 to be able to use the turtle. So I got the turtle mounted right there. I got a GPS on top of that. We got Crossfire Nano and Unify Pro 32. And then we also have the new Hellgate Buzzer V2. And it has 2 buzzers on it. So this thing is just insanely loud. I mean, it pierces your ears. So you're guaranteed to never lose your quad with this thing on. And the thing I like most about this frame is just all this stuff gets tucked underneath the canopy, you know, and it's all protected. I was also thinking too, because of the microphone on the turtle, it's gonna have some pretty decent sound because it's enclosed in this, so it's not gonna get all that wind in it. So I'm kind of curious how that's gonna sound. But anyway, let me get this completely buttoned up and then I'll be back. And Robert, I'll show you a little hover in my daughter's room. And just like that, with a little bit of magic, it's all finished up. So, oh man, let me turn this thing. God dang. Okay. Alright, so you saw everything that was inside. I'm about to show you how loud this buzzer is. I mean, you're not going to be able to tell unless you were in person, but man, this thing is so loud. Crazy. Robert, you're going to want some Uma grip. I wish I had some. I would put some on here. It would be perfect for under here because the bottom is all flush. See how the screws are recessed? So it's all flat along the bottom, which is actually designed that way to protect your batteries from, you know, being pressed against screws and whatnot so they don't get punctured. But yeah, some Uma grip down there would be perfect. So the LEDs, this is how I mounted them. I conformal coated them. The wires go on the insides, so you don't have to worry about them too much. It's basically the only way that I was able to do it. And they look awesome, so you definitely want to keep them on there because they're badass. But one more thing about the flight controller. So you can see the USB is pretty low down there. I was able to plug in no problem as long as I push down on the canopy from the top. It kind of pushes it down and then you can put the USB in there. So don't think that you have to take the canopy off or anything like that to plug in, because you don't. Just push down on the top a little bit and plug in and it's fine. I plugged in like 5 times already and it was no problem, piece of cake. I have your receiver and VTX buttons accessible from right here, but you shouldn't need either one actually. I didn't even need to push the bind button on the receiver. All I did is plug in the battery to the quad and then went into my Crossfire Lua script, clicked bind, and within 2 seconds it was bound up. So that's another thing too. I'll show you the Lua script. I'm not sure how it works. I haven't used this one. I mean, I've used it like once or twice, but I haven't really dove in and checked out all of the stuff that it can do, and I'm pretty sure that's the same one that you have. But the one that I use is the micro. So I use the Lua script in the radio. So let me show you how it works that way real quick. So here's the buzzer. Oh my god, that shit hurts my ears. Here is the video working. Alright. And then...
Welcome to OpenTX.
Okay, so it's bound up, so I'm going to go into the Lua. and go into the RX. And right here is where you'll be able to change your VTX. The band, channel, and power, pit mode, all that stuff from right here. And I already messed with it, and it does change the stuff, so I know it works. Okay. Yeah, so next I'll show you a little hover. Let me get some props on here. Let me make sure it's going to arm. Oh, yeah. God, that buzzer is like, that's the guaranteed the loudest one I've ever heard. So this is how you turn it off. You plug in, and then after the first beeps, you unplug, and you'll hear a doo-doo-doo, and that means it's off.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
See? Doo-doo-doo, and that means it's off, okay? All right, let me get some props on here real quick. All right, let me show you real fast. So you push it on, okay? Then you hold down the button on top and push the prop down, okay? See how the button's down now? Now you need to turn the prop and push down at the same time, or turn the motor. Kind of do this until you feel it click and the button will pop up. There we go. I heard a click and the button popped up, so now I know it's locked in. And you can see all the buttons are up, which means they're all locked. You want to make sure of that because you don't want a prop flying off. So let me get this turned around, and this will be my first hover test, so hopefully everything's good. All right.
Telemetry recovered.
Oh, shit. Okay. Here we go. Please don't go flying. Oh, shit. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Woo! Damn! Woo! Oh, damn. That thing's got some kick. I like that shit. Damn. All right. Damn, that thing, whew. That's got some nice little punch to it.
Telemetry lost.
I like that a lot. Oh, man, you're going to really enjoy that. Okay, and one last thing is people might be wondering how I mounted this turtle, because obviously if anybody that knows this frame, you know that it only fits full-size cameras using the bracket that comes with the camera, mounting it to the frame. So obviously I just put some holes in the side of the canopy, and that's how it's held in. And the cool thing about it is this is really thick, tough. I mean, it's not possible that the camera could break out of here. I went as far back as I could, where I'm still in the thick part, because it gets thinner back here. But up here in this section, it's super thick. As you can see, you know, it's at least 4 or 5 millimeters thick. And it's super hard. So yeah, the camera's locked in. Once the screws are screwed down, the camera can't move up and down. You know, it's locked into place. It is sticking out a tiny bit, but you know, there's no way that you could break that lens unless you went head on straight into a tree that was smaller than the width of the arms, you know, and you were just at the right angle, which can happen, I'm sure, but not likely on most flights. And, you know, the worst that would happen is maybe you might need to replace the lens. So, yeah, there it is, Tokyo X. This thing turned out really nice. I hope you like it. And I'll get it boxed up and send over some tracking. I hope I covered everything for you. And thanks.